I got one for you though. I'll tell you a secret about me today. Let's see what you think. Hey, welcome to the closing beat, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How you doing out there? All is good here. I hope you're doing good there. You don't respond to me. I can't see you. So you know how weird it is to talk to a camera and I don't see blinking, smiling, anger. I don't see any of that. You get used to it over time. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth, and we like to teach. In particular, we like to teach and give ideas and thoughts and lessons while the market does what it's doing today. While other advisors are playing checkers, we are playing chess. I did a fun one with a client today, comparing two jobs together with the match in the 401k to figure out which job was actually more advantageous in the long run. There were some moving parts in there as well. It wasn't that simple, but that was really cool. I like doing things that are outside the retirement world there, and of course, we'll help you with anything that has to do with your finances. And a little secret about me, I don't know, Cody probably didn't even know this one. I like to share. See what I mean? Build character. You get to know who I am. I am probably the only advisor that will spend 10, 20 minutes a night watching videos of little kids going through a mirror maze and just whacking their head and falling over. I mean, I'm outside usually and I'll be giggling left and right, man. I love watching a little 3-year-old go, nope, that's not it. And then they get their confidence and they burst on that way and bam, they go falling down. So anyways, now you know a little something more about me. I'm weird. I don't know. Hey, we're going to talk about the stock market here. Is the rally over? What do you think? Is this the end of it, or are we going to consolidate sideways and find some sort of strength into the end of the year? What do you think? Well, if you're looking at the performance over the last couple of days, it's been tough. There's been some weakness overseas in China. Moody's warned about downgrading some credit over there. They got their debt's going up just like ours. It's getting a little messy over there. And so Moody's chimed in. Their markets overnight had a bit of a rough go. Well, we look at the S&P, and once again, the same pattern is playing out. And it's not helpful, by the way. If we look this morning, I took a screenshot, little heat map here, and I said, okay, well, let's look. The stock market was trying to rally. I said, well, who's doing all the heavy lifting? Wouldn't you know it? It's the top 7. I'll give you 8 names today. But the regulars, the Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, NVIDIA. We know these names. However, you say, oh, well, if the market was starting to rally early in the day, we know it's only because of these guys. They better keep it up, or we're not going to have a rally today. You got Apple already up 2.5% to start the day, Alphabet 1%, Amazon 1%, Tesla had a pretty good day there. And you say, okay, keep it up, guys. If you're the only ones that are lifting the market, AT&T has very little say, CVS, I get it, they were positive. Procter & Gamble pretty much wipes out both of those gains, so it doesn't matter there. Well, we look later in the day and the market starts falling apart. Uh-oh. See the difference? Oh no. Oh no, right? NVIDIA giving half of its gains back. Amazon half of its gains. Tesla actually holding up a little bit. Apple as well. But they stopped doing the lifting. When you go to the stock market, remember the S&P is a market cap weighted index, right? So Apple being worth trillions, right? A couple trillion. Bigger than the entire Russell 2000, by the way. So Apple having a lot of weight. If it goes down, it's going to pull on the market because they have a lot of weight in this S&P. Well, you look at that and you go, well, just a handful of them giving up a little bit, and the markets just calmly sort of fade away there. So 7 names up, 7 names take a break. That creates what you saw today. Just a lot of indecision there. Just 5 weeks ago, if you took the average performance of every stock in the S&P, there's actually 503 stocks. Yeah, there's double classes of stocks there for Alphabet. But if you take all of the average performance of all of those stocks, just 5 weeks ago, the average performance in the S&P for a stock was 0. How could that be? Right? The stock market was up. It's those 7 names. 5 weeks ago, those 7 names accounted for all the year's gains. Just those stocks. That's dangerous. I don't like to see that too much there. Now, what do we have? They're not participating as fast, right? Makes it a little bit difficult to suggest that the stock market should be way higher. That's what we talked about yesterday. Maybe 4,600 is good enough, and it's going to take the rest of the year off. I don't know. We'll see. The Russell 2000 finally taken a break. That has just blasted off. Small caps, the dramatic outperformer over the last couple of days. And so it's totally normal. oh, we're going to give us a 4.5% rally and you're going to take a day off and pull back 1%. That's no different than it going up 1% and pulling back 1/4%. See, it's all relative there. So Russell 2000 is now over 14% off of lows there. That beats, this rally here beats, by the way, your top 7 stocks in the S&P. Did you know that? If you focused on the large cap tech stocks there, well, the Russell beats that performance there off of the lows. It actually beats the S&P off of the lows as well. So careful. Russell 2000 sneaking away without you while you were running over saying, more large cap, more large cap. That sounds great. Oh, my God. If you look over at the NASDAQ, so a little bit of the same thing here, just an inch more of strength in the NASDAQ. You like the pullback here. I think there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's worried about that or anything. And the Dow, the same thing. I wouldn't mind if this thing fell for a week. Remember the stats. The stock market averages about 0.5% gain in the beginning of December, 0.5% gain as we get to the, or loss, as we get to the middle of December. Really nothing. And then we get going, right? Cody, who do we got? Guess the Dow winner there, huh?
Yeah, your winner from last week, 5-time winner of the year, I believe. That's pretty good. That's Mr. Mark S. Mark S was your winner. He's not a client. He is. He's cleaning us out though.
Mark's going for it.
He made another $100. So congratulations to him. That's your winner from last week. And actually, if you just turn that little guy off, you got your leaders today, which is Alana, Eilish, Terry, Becky, and Aaron.
I'm sorry, I turned you off. There's your leaders. Okay, so Mark not on the list there.
No, not this week, but he will be soon.
All right. Well, hey, Merry Christmas to Mark there. He might have some good things going, huh? I like it there. Well, if you want to play, jazzwealth.com/guess the Dow. Now on to China for just a moment. Can we talk about China for a moment? Do you follow much over there? We're going to go away from the whole real estate thing that we talked about last week and all that data, and we're going to go over to a stock that you may not know, but I promise you, you know the company, right? So let's take a look. Alibaba used to be the leader here. Pinduoduo is actually taken over in terms of its market cap. It is now larger than Alibaba. Alibaba with Tmall and Taobao, some of the retail platforms there, whether it's B2C or B2B, B2C, whatever there, they've seen quite a bit of reduction in total volume and sales. Why? Pinduoduo had taken over there. They're historically in the agriculture sort of e-commerce kind of space there, but what do they have now? You've seen it. Temu, right? Their Temu is paying off there, right? So the go ahead and just advertise until people know your name scenario has worked out for them. Now they have a market cap that is just bigger than Alibaba, so expect to be seeing a little bit more of them coming up in the future. All right, we're going to quiz Cody here for just a second. Are you ready for a quiz, mister?
Yes.
Okay. 90 years ago, the state of Utah ratified the 21st Amendment, which gave the U.S. 3/4 the votes that it needed to ratify or to get rid of the 18th Amendment. They would say repeal if you're trying to sound fancy there. That ended what?
Prohibition.
Oh, shut up. You looked.
Oh, I didn't.
Come on.
I did not look. I'm just really smart.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, you got it, right? 90 years ago, prohibition ended there. So cheers to you guys. But what does that have to do with anything? Dustin, you say you talk finance, you know, we're talking prohibition. What do we got? Well, let's try something here. Take a look at the spirits, wine makers, the beer makers, the fun life makers. Year to date here, you can see it's kind of a mixed bag there. Molson Coors, which is ticker symbol TAP, that's your purple line there. That one has gained the most this year, and I would say it's gained the most even after a 10% pullback. See, it pulled back just like the markets did there. So Molson Coors leads your way there. Keep note, that's a beer name, right? Take note of that for just a second. If we look a little bit further into it, we've got Sam Adams here it's a light blue. Sam Adams in second place there, or Boston Beer, how you would say that there. Ticker symbol SAM. Take note, that is beer, actually, if you want to look a little bit further. And then in pink, in third place here, we have Anheuser-Busch, or Bud. Bud is the ticker symbol, if you want to look it up. Even after all the drama that has gone on with them, they're in third place there. Take note, that is beer. What do you notice there? Seeing a little bit of a theme. If you look towards the bottom of the list here, you have Diageo, Constellation Brands. Actually, Constellation Brands still positive there. And Brown-Forman. What are we doing with those names? We are headed more towards the spirits, the alcohol sides of things. So the action at the moment, at least year to date, has been in the beer space there. Now, if we zoom out long term, I don't know how far this is going to let me go out. Jeez, that's a long time. Okay. If we zoom out long term, you can see the performance of all of them here. If you had to participate in any of them, we have the annualized returns. Now, to be fair, this is just going back as far as these have been out, so this is not any magic time period. Annualized returns are, in fact, the worst for Molson Coors, annualizing just 2.49%. The best is going to be Sam Adams and Constellation Brands. Notice that the better performance comes from Brown-Forman, Constellation Brands, and where'd Diageo go? Right in here. Sam Adams is the only beer maker that has, a double-digit annualized return, if you're going to look back far enough. Otherwise, the money is in the hooch, my man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. All right, so happy end of Prohibition Day to you. And then I taught you something with some finances as well. See what I do? You didn't know that. All right, some stocks in the news here today. Builders First Source. We said, what? What is your problem?
My mic muted? Or...
Oh, no, God, no. Yeah, for goodness sake. That's his keyboard. So FYI, what do you want for Christmas? Cody needs a keyboard. We need to get him a silent keyboard. His keyboard literally sounds like Riverdance. So just saying, we get that fixed. Maybe Santa will show up. So Builders First was in the news because they had their Investors Day. And remember, they're getting added to the S&P. And so we said, well, there's going to be a little volatility there. It did not disappoint. However, it all came in the morning because that's when all the announcements and things came out for them. They see growth of about 17%. Wouldn't you know it? What impeccable timing they have. We're included in the S&P. Double-digit growth the very next day. Oh, okay. Well, good for them. Did the S&P already know that? It's kind of weird. So anyways, they were in the news there this morning. Maybe a little more front of the headline there. You probably saw Ericsson, AT&T doing a deal with Ericsson. Nokia's out. Ericsson is in, not for everything, but for the bulk of it. And so that got some attention. Do you want to invest in the Sphere in Las Vegas? Do you? They need some money. So the Sphere in Las Vegas needs another $225 million. They're going to do what's called a convertible bond, meaning they don't have to hold out that debt as long. It's like convertible stock. They don't have to leave it that way as preferred shares for very long. Bottom line is they need some money. It turns out that project was pretty expensive. Then you got Smuckers coming off the bottom here. They beat on earnings. So it's actually a pretty good earnings report for them considering they're in that staples space, which consumer staples, if you don't know, has come around lately, but it basically has underperformed. It has not been the exciting place to be. Why? Because it's not Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft. That's where everybody wants to be. So until that changes, it's at least a little bounce off of the low for Smuckers. Signet Jewelers reported earnings as well. A couple others, if you're looking around there tomorrow, you're going to have earnings from Campbell's Soup. Oh, that Brown-Forman will report tomorrow, by the way. You got Ollie's Bargain Outlet, Chewy.com, which would be an interesting one after what happened to Petco. GameStop, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Take your questions if you happen to have any questions. Otherwise, I will get on with the get on, man. Let's see. Oh, bring this back over here. Yeah. MW says, Dustin, why are we pushing the Russell when we know the S&P 600 is superior? I'm not pushing anything. I'm just telling you, you can see the Russell 2000 relative to the small cap versus the large caps. That's the argument I'm trying to make. It just happens that I have the Russell futures on my screen, so it's a really easy thing for me to click. If it comes to participating in small caps, of course, I should probably say, disclaimer, make your own decisions, decide how you want to participate. I'm not, I can't give advice publicly without getting in trouble. Just pointing out what I see. Yep. Oh, you thought that was an easy one? All right. I thought I'd trick him with some of the government talk there, but I guess it worked. Yeah. That is Cody on the keyboard there. Yeah. Smucker's always been one of my picks. That's just a fun one to watch. So if you ever spent a full day just looking at companies, analyzing them, just eventually you'd see them all and you'd kind of know what you're supposed to look for. So that's helpful. However, there's nothing better than coming back to just a good old-fashioned company that doesn't have all sorts of weird metrics. You know what I mean? They have a product, they make the product, and it costs them something. They sell the product, and they hope to sell a lot of it for more than they made it for. Like, I just love coming back to that every now and then. Yeah. Swamp Rat, get your email. Oh, I don't know. I probably just deleted it, man. No, I see it there. I got you. Yeah. Oh, of course. AMC, you know, the with the meme stock people. Oh my God, GameStop is back. This is it. AMC's next. Yeah, I'm out of that one there. I'm getting old, you know. I'm not trying to do that game. I love it there. Working on a stock pick for the year. Yeah, we could do that. Especially because about a week and a half starts to get a little bit slow, so we could do some of that and start to dig around. Maybe take we could do like a pool or something. Maybe, I don't know. Just saying, throwing some ideas out there. Interest rates going in 2024. I don't think they're going higher. I think the argument of you looking for them to be cut early in the year is a tough argument to make unless things change really quickly. But I don't think there's any pressure for them to cut right here in the beginning of the year. So, yeah. Oh, AI earnings. Oh, duh. I thought you were saying there are AI earnings companies reporting, and then AMC also. Thanks for clarifying that. So now I know you're not a meme stock person. Some of those get on my nerves. What are we doing? Oh, speaking of that, Bitcoin, right? A new high. Yay. You guys excited about that? Who's falling for it? Not you guys. You wouldn't do that. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Get on out of the way. I hope you learned something today. Try awfully hard each day to make sure there's something interesting to share with you, teach you, point you towards, to get you to look and research, or maybe just go, hey, never thought about that. If it did, hit the thumbs up button, give me something, subscribe button. You don't have to buy anything. Just, you know, hey, good job. All right, see you later.